There are a lot of people out there who want to start an intuitive practice, a spiritual business. They want to step into becoming a professional with the ability that they love. And it can be overwhelming. It can be daunting, especially the way the world has shifted and morphed a little bit for business. It can be a lot to try to figure out. So if you use your abilities and you do life coaching or doula work, sound healing, Reiki, energy work, psychic readings, mediumship readings, anything along those lines, meditation, speaking, uplifting, motivational work, or you want to do that, but you're not quite sure how to take the first steps, what to do, and how to attract more clients, this is going to be the session for you. I was talking about this with somebody recently, and I have been a professional intuitive and teaching people how to hone their intuition for almost 20 years now. Now, a little bit of information that's going to be important to this whole session. Before that, we're going to do it. We're going to rip the Band-Aid off and age ourselves here. I was 32 when I opened up spiritually. Yep, that makes me 51 currently. Before I opened up spiritually, so my first business I opened and was running, kind of partnered with someone at age 19. And that was the beginning. So from 19 to 32, I was passionate about small business, real estate, being an entrepreneur, building and creating businesses, which I did successfully, one of which I didn't do successfully. But we're not going to focus on that one today. Every good entrepreneur has one good lesson-filled example. But I've been passionate about small business since I was very young. So we take all that knowledge and all of that passion, business building, et cetera, and then come to the age of 32, where I am a skeptic, don't have spirituality or religion in my life. If you follow me at all, I'm sure you've heard this story. My apologies, but here I go again. And my grandmother passed. We were a couple thousand miles apart, and I was on the phone with hospice, hung up the phone. My family left to go to the store. I was standing in my living room in the middle of the afternoon, and my grandmother showed up in spirit form looking right at me. And she was mostly solid, good 70% solid. And it frightened me because, like I said, I was a skeptic, didn't believe in any of that. And then I said, all right, well, let me explore it. Let me see if it's real. The next 2 years, so 32 to 34 years old, I was exploring my intuition, learning how to hone it, learning that this was indeed real. There was more than what we can see. And this is pretty much recognized, even in many of the scientific areas and things like this. There is more than we can see. And I dove into it, realized that I had this ability to help people through doing readings and then also through helping other people learn how to hone their intuition. Fast forward a number of years. What you have there is you have somebody who has a lot of knowledge in the business world and small business world and working with clients, etc., who steps into a spiritual profession. I had the right combination. It just worked perfectly. And when my guide said to me, we need you to bring this program, the SAGE method, if you're not familiar with it, I've been teaching it for almost that long. And it's now global. I've got students all over the globe. But at one point, my guide said, I need you to take the SAGE method and bring it out into the world so as many people can experience it as you can find, and open it up to their experience, because we're stepping into a more intuitively developing world, and our spiritual awakening is happening. Things are going on, and I'm making this session because it's people like you who have abilities to help and lift others up in your own unique way, who might need support in the business aspect. And I had the right combination. I had the business knowledge, and now I had the abilities and the desire to bring my intuitive abilities and knowledge out into the world to help others. That came together. Okay, I was going to say that came together perfectly, but let's get a little real here about this. It mostly came together perfectly. The mistake that I made 20 years ago, actually, and then again, about 10 years ago when the SAGE method started really building. The mistake I made is I was still very much in that corporate mind frame of, in order to have a successful business, I have to be working 80 hours a week. And so I did learn how to overcome that with actually the help of some really incredible people. One of my team members, as a matter of fact, was very supportive and nurturing through the process of me learning how to not work every single day and burn myself out on the regular. And through all of this, I have learned so much. I have had to take all my previous business knowledge and apply it to the spiritual realms and the spiritual world. And that doesn't line up. 1 + 1 doesn't exactly equal 2. How you sell a t-shirt or a pair of jeans is not how you connect with people to be able to use your abilities in a professional manner to help somebody lift up and improve their life. 2 totally different things. Also, when we're talking about intuition and spirituality, we're talking about your spiritual team as well. That's a whole nother layer. So the last 18 or so years, I have blended my business knowledge, adjusted my business knowledge, and applied it in new, fresh, and more accurate ways to an intuitive development path, helping others through intuitive knowledge, et cetera, and created a format that actually worked. And I mean, I'm living proof that it works, which is great. So here I am a little while ago, back to that conversation I was having with somebody. If I could go back to age 32, 33, 34, where I was developing the SAGE method and I wanted to help others, and I was applying all my old business techniques to spirituality, and they didn't quite mesh. If I could go back then and have someone be able to coach me, mentor me, show me how to do this in a way to attract clients that are the right clients. You know that in the spiritual and intuitive world, that can be difficult. Attract clients that are the right clients. Make sure that I have enough abundance to be comfortable in my life. You know, the goal isn't to get rich, right? I don't need, $100,000 car. That's not any of it. It's, I want to wake up every day and not have to worry. That's abundance. That's the definition of abundance for me. And I've been able to achieve that. If somebody could show me those 2 things, as well as how to manage the business components to where they build upon themselves, they're easy to manage, and then they continue to build a foundation that I can rely on for years to come, I would have loved that. I would have loved that. And I'm sitting there thinking, man, that would have been great. And then I'm thinking, well, why can't I put that together for everyone else? Because I've gotten to this point. I've gone through the years of what kind of website, how do I, what kind of attraction energetics do I want to use in my business? How do I want to set up healthy boundaries? And how do I really want to hold myself in my professional intuitive career so I am the best of me and I can give all of me when I'm working with clients? All of that. The simplification, all of it. I had a number of years of training with others on social media marketing. I couldn't really find spiritual marketing, right? I couldn't find that. So I had to take the training that I got, remove some of the slimy factor out of it. I'll be very direct about that, right? I am not a buy now fan. Fear tactics you can go somewhere else. I want nothing to do with that. So there are some marketing components out there that will actually stop people who want to step into an intuitive business because they think, I don't want to do that. It's so creepy. It's slimy. I don't want to push myself. I'm shy on camera. I don't know if I have enough to be able to share with the world or what to say. I just want to work behind the scenes. Like all of these things I had to overcome myself. I was shy too. I know I'm sitting here with you today. I totally am. But there was day 1 when I had to do my first video, and I was 34, I was in my late 30s when I did my first video. I held back for a long time on that. So you're not alone with it. If you have a shy factor or a blocks, here's the blocks. Shy on camera. You don't know if you would have enough to say on like a podcast or something like this. You don't know that you would know what to say. You don't know where to start with a website or social media or any of those types of marketing things. Maybe you're even pushed back from them because everything that you've experienced in the marketing world you deem as bad. That's fair. All of this, I have kind of woven my way through and found a way to a healthy, balanced, joyful, I love my job, abundant life. So, sitting there saying, hey, I wish I could go back and find somebody that had all this knowledge. They could have told it to me in the beginning so I didn't have to go through all these bumps. And then I was like, well, why don't I just do that? That completely makes sense. My belief when it comes to building small business is that I don't want anything to do with building something that isn't a win-win. I don't want to sell something to make money. I want to create something that does something good for someone else. And I want to be able to here's the money piece. I want to be able to focus all my time on that. I don't want to be stressed out, having to, try to do enough self-care to pick myself up after a 9-to-5 job that I hate and that is sucking the life out of me. I don't want to do that. I want enough abundance to come in that I get to do this, that I get to lift others up, that I get to be the natural cheerleader that I am. That's like my groove. It's what I love to do. And that all comes together so perfectly when it comes to creating a business program. I'm like, I can do this. This is perfect. I can put all the win-win vibes into this. I can fill the program with all of the easy paths, not like easy less paths, but the paths that make it easy. There's so many things out there being marketed to small business owners or people that want to start a small business. There are podcast services that will charge $600, $700, $800 a month to post 2 or 3 podcasts that you do per month. Guess what? Insider secret. You don't need that. You don't need that. You're going to do all the work you need up into a point where you send that off to the person. It's going to be pretty much the same thing to send it off to one program that costs $19 a month that will automatically launch it to all of the podcast platforms. These are the things that I wish somebody would have sat down and said, no, it's a lot easier than you think it is. Because I had a lot of the overwhelming, this is going to be hard, podcasting is going to be hard, video is going to be hard, this is going to be hard. And then it wasn't until I did it all, did the research, paid for the training courses, most of which were a waste of money, I'm going to be honest. But some were really good, right? And you learn from the really good ones. And I put all of that together to find the path that built me a solid foundation for longevity. I'm in it for the long haul, and it slowly continues to build as we go. I remember, this is a quick story I was just telling earlier today to people in a session, a monthly business session. I remember being at an airport and somebody recognized me and they said, Are you? And I was like, yeah, I am. And they said, I took your free course. She was, that's the best free course I've ever taken. Like it had so much stuff in it and it helped me do this and this and this and this. And thank you so much. And I was over the moon excited. I was over the moon excited because it was like we hugged. It was great. It was this wonderful moment. And she was telling me how, just how awesome her life was. And that filled my heart. I walked away from it having equally the bizarre feeling of that was weird, obviously, but then also that feeling of it's working. All these business things, the foundation, everything that I've created, it's working. And I'm not working 80 hours a week, and I have abundance to go do what I want to do, and I get to do what I love. All of it came together. So yeah, if I could have gone back and found somebody who had been there, done that, figured out what not to do, figured out how to do what you need to do, and do it in a way that fits with your life, that would have been it. That would have been it. It's the little things too that you want to keep up with, right? AI is coming in. When do I use AI and when don't I use AI? Right? What platforms are new? What platforms are not working so much? When to advertise on certain platforms, when not to. Most of my navigation for my own professional business throughout the last 18 years has been taking training from successful, when I find a really good program, because they're out there, successful, good programs that give you good quality information, because every program should be that way. But I'd had to turn that around and apply it to an intuitive spiritual industry. My people, my clients, the people that I am helping, they are different than somebody looking out there for a t-shirt, pair of jeans, or, or accounting software. It's very different. And so I had to take all those teachings, apply them to my path, making sure that it's a high consciousness, it's a high vibration, there's meaning and compassion behind it, also connecting to the guides, to the higher ups. So I think that's what I want to leave you with in this one. Connecting to the guides and the higher ups. I had to put all that together to be able to build a balanced business in a spiritual, intuitive world so I could actually make a difference in people's lives. Again, win, 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 win. That's how it should be. But this is what I want to leave you with. If you are starting, if you have just started and you're overwhelmed, okay, I'm going to break that down into two. If you haven't started yet and you're overwhelmed, I would suggest just starting by brainstorming. Who is it that you want to help, right? What do they look like? What do they do? What was their life story? How old are they? What's happened recently in their life that they're taking this next step to meet with you? And more specifically, what will happen to them as a result of getting help from you, getting some of your assistance or guidance or tools or knowledge? Start simply by taking off the pressure of starting the whole business, and start simply by creating the model of who it is you want to help. I mean, give them a name. Be like, okay, I'm going to help. My person is Cindy. And Cindy's about 45, right? She recently quit her job and she's dealing with empty nest and she needs this and she needs that. And here's how I can help. And then I help Cindy. And as a result of it, this is the good things that Cindy have happening in her life as a result of it. Start there. Get specific with your brainstorming. Get specific with what makes you feel really charged up and good about using your abilities. Now, if you have already started and you have some clients and it's a little bit of word of mouth and you're maybe renting space here or something, if you've started and your number one obstacle is how to fill up your calendar, how to find more people that you can help, step into the spiritual realm of this. Yes, to social media marketing and having a good website and a layout and online scheduling and all that. Yes to all that. You're already probably thinking through those things. So the one that I want to throw out to you in this session would be consider the connection that is the higher connection. Consider sending your energy out in such a way that it attracts those clients to you. Carve out some time, some intent time, where you sit down with that purpose and you send the energy out to say, hey, I'm here. Find your way here. And then put out a bunch of ways for people to find you. But it's a blend. When it comes to creating a successful, spiritual, intuitive practice, it's a blend of self-care. Number one, don't burn yourself out. Don't do what I did. Don't burn yourself out at the beginning. Self-care, balance. Number two, create a foundation in your business for longevity, something that will slowly and gradually build in time. It's just like anything else that you want to do, any resolution that you're like, oh, I'm going to do this. And in a year, it's going to be like this. If you do little bits and you continue to do little bits and create that foundation, eventually you'll look back and be like, wow, I have a great foundation. And then make sure that your energy work, the energy you send out, is based on the win-win, right? Based on being able to do what you love. In the end, as a professional, you should love your job. And the foundation you build should make your job easy. That's the goal. So yeah, I did it. I put together the business program. I'll put a link in here for you for it. In essence, what it does is it takes everything I've learned and it puts it out into this format and says, here's everything I learned that actually works when it comes to a spiritual and intuitive building business. So check it out. Maybe it would be a really helpful tool for you. And then I get the win-win. I get to support you. That's the good stuff. Connection with your spiritual guides as well is also really, really important. And the stronger that connection is, the easier it is to make business decisions. So check out this video next about communicating with guides. I think it might be helpful to really encourage you and show you maybe some tools on how to get that communication stronger.